So in the last part, we actually witnessed the Dark God of Destruction go ahead and prepare Zen, his apprentice, for battle with Vegeta and Goku of Universe 7. So he visits Beerus and he shows the power of his new pupil to Beerus, and Beerus actually freaks out because this power that this guy's displaying is unimaginably big. They all go to planet Earth to go ahead and meet up with Goku and Vegeta. Off first glance, Vegeta does what Vegeta does. Says, hey, this guy doesn't have that big of a power level. I'm not sensing anything from him. Vegeta gets slapped out. It's Goku's turn. This guy knows instant teleportation, or should I say Zen. Zen knows instant teleportation, and he begins to slap around Goku. Just as Goku went for a Kamehameha, somebody pushed Zen back and deflected Goku's Kamehameha wave. Now this was Toru. Toru is the guy who trained Zen, the Room of Spirit and Time, and he went out there on his own. Goro, the Dark God of Destruction, is shocked, he's nervous, he's scared. And the big cliffhanger was Toru knows Ultra Instinct. This fan manga, nobody but Goku has been able to use the complete mastery of Ultra Instinct, and that was just a in the moment type of thing for Goku. So before we get started, let's go ahead and set a like goal for 100 likes. That way you guys will let me know that y'all want to continue to see the story, and also comment below what you think. As the story continues by the Dark God of Destruction, Goro, saying, Toru, just what are you doing? What do you come for? Your role is already over. You will just get in the way of the battle, so go home already. And Toru responds to the Dark God of Destruction by saying, it's absurd letting you fight now that everything's sorted. Everything you're doing now is just no more than to satisfy your own desires. He goes on to say, I didn't train Zen to make things turn out like this. So if you're gonna let things continue as it is, you have to let me take Zen back home now. As Goro goes on to say, no, the fight is still not over. Potential I see in Zen, this is not how it ends. However, Toru, since when did you see fit to be able to talk to me like that? As both Toru and Goro, the Dark God of Destruction, face off against each other, they looking really serious. Toru is not backing down from a God of Destruction, a Dark God of Destruction. And again, when I really think about it, looking at the anime, Dragon Ball Super anime all the way up until this point, Ultra Instinct can nothing really can touch it. So what is he really gonna do towards Toru, who has Ultra Instinct? Come on now. Now Vegeta being Vegeta, he says, enough with this rowdy talk. I alone will be able to face off against those two guys. As he powers up into a regular Super Saiyan and dashes straight at Toru. Toru sees this coming, instantly just dodges Vegeta's kick. And as Vegeta is still on the attack, trying to attack Toru, Toru is blocking all of his attacks, and he's like, you are Saiyan, right? And Vegeta's like, so what if I am? What you gonna do about it? As Toru uses the same attack that we seen Zen display towards Beerus in the earlier part of the story. Vegeta, taken back by this, gets clocked dead in the face. Nose bloody, Goku's shocked. Goku gets mad and goes straight into Super Saiyan. I don't know why Goku's going into Super Saiyan. He already recognized that Toru has Ultra Instinct. He can feel it, he senses it. So why did he go into regular Super Saiyan? After Zen actually get his composure, he goes over there and he turns into Super Saiyan 2, and he's like, you know, right beside his master's side. Now it's looking like a 2v2, Zen and Toru versus Goku and Vegeta, which will be an awesome fight. Now Zen actually cuts everything short by saying, I currently have no reason to fight with either one of you. Pardon my rudeness, I'm afraid I'm gonna have to leave. He touches Zen and uses instant teleportation to leave the area. Even Vegeta and Goku bow for him. Goku's like, what were those two guys? And Vegeta's like, just what is going on around here? As Goro and his attendant says, we've been stolen from Lord Goro. And Goro's like, that lowlife Toru, he's getting fired. It pans back over to a new village, a population of people, and they look very similar to Toru. So I believe this is Toru's home world, his planet, and his people. Zen says, this Playz, as somebody interrupts him and say, oh, Toru, you're back already, huh? And Toru's like, yes, I just came back now. This is an isolated place just for the two of us to live in. We once had our mother planet, but it was erased by a destruction god. We Torians almost went extinct because of a certain technique used by the destruction god. And I believe he might be talking about the Hakai. But he goes on to say, in order to protect the Torians, we made a pact with the destruction god not to mess with us. Zen goes on to say that you almost went extinct because of something like that? He just take places all of a sudden, erasing planets like that? I can't understand them at all. And Toru's like, it's a dangerous technique, feared even by the gods. It's a technique to make the body move on its own. Freed of continuous thoughts to avoid danger. They call this technique Ultra Instinct. To the gods, this technique makes anyone who masters it a danger to them. So just by reading this little piece, the Torians were a group of people who didn't want anything to do with violence. They were a peaceful people, but they had the ability to use Ultra Instinct, something that the gods can't even really get a grasp on. And since they couldn't learn it, they just tried to just destroy the whole planet, and maybe Ultra Instinct would just go away until they can eventually learn it for themselves. But some of the Torians still was able to escape, and the reason why is because they've been using instant teleportation, and eventually when the destruction god, or I guess Goro, came to them and found them, they made a pact with Goro to not teach this technique to anybody else. Toru goes on to say that that's why the destruction gods tried to get rid of us, but we made a deal to them as a helping hand, and that's how we managed to live on. Now Zen goes on to say that's now what it is. Wow. Even so, to think that they had to destroy us just because we can use Ultra Instinct. I know that has to be hard for you to go through sometimes. As Toru goes on to say, the destruction gods do not yet know of the true meaning of Ultra Instinct. In legends, they say that Ultra Instinct is the ultimate fighting technique, but that's not all what it is. That's why, if not mastered correctly, it puts a strain on your attack power, which is something that we've seen in the Tournament of Power with Goku using Omen. He couldn't switch directly between defensive and offensive, or when he did switch to offensive, he was using his mind, which dulled his attacks. Toru goes on to say that those destruction gods are cruel. So it's not necessary, or it is necessary, to be cautious around them. Toru says, I'll guide you around the town, which he's talking to Zen. Zen asks about the clothing that the Torians are wearing. He's like, yes. By the way, why that thing on y'all clothes? Why do the destruction guys have it on? And why do y'all wear it around the town just like that? Now, Toru just goes on to say that that thing is called I can't see it correctly, the words, but it says polka, a polka. And it's a practice passed down in Torah since the old times. He goes on to say it's like a protective charm, if you will. Now, as they are walking through the town, they spot somebody, and it's one of Toru's friends. His name is Basky, and he asks him immediately, Toru, who is that? And Toru says, this is Zen. And Zen sticks out his hands like, hey, my name's Zen. What's up? How you doing? This guy looks at Zen so strange. He says, you're key. Amazing though, it gives off a displeasing feel to me. Could it be that you're a Saiyan? As Zen is taken back by these, he says, oh yeah, I found out recently myself. It does seem to be so. This individual gets mad and he begins to launch an attack towards Zen, but it's immediately stopped by Toru. Zen looking at this, he's like, what happened all of a sudden? And Toru's like, or this guy is saying to Toru, since when do you ever let a Saiyan off the hook? Toru's like, it's not like I'm letting him off the hook. A lot of things have been manifesting for now. Let's take it easy and talk about it. And this guy's like, I don't want to talk about it, as he turns away and walks away. Now Zen is like, what's with that guy? And Toru's like, a lot has happened with him. So let's take it easy and talk about it with you this time. As they get to this place, Toru's like, this is my place, come on in. Zen is saying, well, thanks for inviting me in. So you can see, even though being a Saiyan, he's not violent, kind of like Goku. I mean, Goku hit his head to turn out like that, but Zen was kind of just pretty much raised in civilization and really didn't even know he was a Saiyan anyway. He thought he was a human, a normal person. As it pans back over to Earth, as we see Goro is saying, there's no more opponent. So the game cannot continue. That Toru just had to get away, or had to just get in the way when it was getting good. Beer's like, well, you know, Goro, Goku's and everybody's still here and we pressing forward. So I guess this is my win this time as Goro gets mad. No, it doesn't. No, it's not like that. As those two are fighting, Goku is saying Beerus-sama and Goro getting mad and everything. Whis picks up something. It's a blast heading straight for them. This blast actually breaks through Whis' spear, immediately getting the attention of Goku and Vegeta, and they like, who is that? As we see this figure, he looks very sinister. He's giving off an evil intent, the intent to kill, and he is a Taurian, as we can see by the drape around his neck. He means business. That's what we're gonna leave it off right here, you guys. Let me know what you thought about this manga chapter so far. I mean, I really like it. The beef between the Saiyajins and the Taurians, man, this story is pretty good. I really do like the fact how Toru actually came and showed off Ultra Instinct but didn't want to fight and took Zen back with him. I like the fact how he went against a God of Destruction even though he made a deal with them. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. Make sure to drop a like, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.